Hey, for you watching the replay, because that's the only person who's watching right now is a replay person. Welcome. Thanks for watching the replay. Today we're going to talk about accountability and results and actually getting it. And I'm excited. Before we get started, we are going to have a little bit of fun here in the live show pre-party shenanigans. We'll start the show in this many minutes. So I'm really excited. As you are joining me live, be sure to say hello in the comments below and let me know where you're watching from. We are officially gonna get started right at 2 o'clock Pacific time. That's when we'll start talking about the three sort of pieces for me that it takes to stay accountable to getting actual results by taking actual action. Actual action. It's my slogan today. I'm just gonna get it tattooed to my forehead, I think. So again, as you're joining us, say hey in the comments. Let me know where you're watching from. Let me know how you stay accountable. Remember, this show is way more fun when we watch together. If you're watching the replay, pretend you're watching it live and leave comments too, because I will come back and I will say hey and I will comment with you. Sound good? I'm excited. All right. I am just making sure that everything is working, and it is. It's a good day, guys. Everything's working. I like when everything's working. It makes me feel like we've really put together a solid system here. I don't know about you, but this week for me has been a little crazy. We've had a lot of calls. I think pretty much everybody watching probably knows. We moved a couple of weeks ago, and so I sort of pushed everything into this week. And then next week I'm heading out of town because I'm heading down to Atlanta to speak at an event. And so everything from next week kind of got pushed into this week. So this week was very busy. So I had calls all day Tuesday, all day Wednesday, and all day Thursday, which is today, which is unusual for me. I usually just do calls on Tuesday. And so I'm a little bit tired, but I'm so excited to do this show that it's actually like waking me up a little bit. So thank you for being here for me. I'm really, really stoked to have this conversation because I think that so often we get locked into the idea that if we just have a conversation with the right person, or we just buy the right program, or we just have the right planner, or whatever, suddenly the results will just come swinging in and everything will be just unicorn dust and fairy magic. And I mean, I like unicorns and fairies as much as the next girl, but it takes actual action to get those results. And so I want to talk about how I stay accountable to sort of getting butt in the chair and doing that work, because at the end of the day, that's what it takes to move that needle, right? To see those results, to make those changes, to see that impact. So that's what we're going to talk about today. Spoiler alert, it is going to include investing. It's also going to include other people. So stay tuned for that. What else? Oh, there are two things I want to tell you. Actually, I made notes. This is how crazy my week has been. I had real notes for today. There are two things happening that I want to talk about, and I'm going to try and keep it under this 2 minutes that we have left. But number one, you may have seen an email going out or a notification going out, or you may have heard this around the interwebs. Page verification for large audiences, meaning you being verified to be an admin and actually post via those pages that have large audiences. That's rolling out now. So if your audience is a large audience, they've not given any numbers, you will see a prompt before you can post to go through that verification. From what I understand, it's basically just a two-step verification, which is, trust me, better than the political verification, which we've had to deal with a couple of our clients, because they're entrepreneurs who are also running for office. So we've had to jump through the political verification hoops. It sounds like this large audience verification is a lot simpler, but that is starting to roll out. So you're going to need to be watching for that on your pages. The number two thing is you may get an email. The template for your Facebook page, some of them are being transitioned and some of them are being removed. So you may get a verification that you need to update that. If you don't update it on your own, it will auto update to whatever it thinks you should be on instead. I think it's August 24th, which is next Friday. So pay attention to that. So if you see either of those things, don't freak out. It's what's going on right now. Yes, it's legit. Pay attention. I will also say, if you ever get an email from Facebook and you're like, I'm not sure if this is legit, don't click the link. Go to Facebook. You'll probably see a notification there as well. I know that was certainly true every time I've gotten an email. There's also been a notification in my notification area on Facebook. The only times those haven't been true is when I very much so knew that this was not a real email from Facebook and they were trying to get my login information. So just a little sort of word to the wise, but I wanted to give you sort of the heads up on those two things because there's a changes a coming, and we totally did it in under 2 minutes. Did you see this? That's right. That's right. I did it. I'm excited. So what do you say we officially get started with the show? I am so stoked to have this conversation with you guys because I so often get stuck in these conversations of, okay, so I want to build a marketing strategy, but I'm not sure I'm going to do anything with it. So how do I ensure that I actually do something with it? Or, hey, I want to see X amount of growth. I'm going to build a plan. And then nothing happens. Because yes, you built a really great plan, but you didn't then, take action on the plan. It's got to be there. Those actions have to be there. And this is not a fun conversation to have. This is not sort of a great piece of self-awareness that we're all really excited about. No. Sometimes it's uncomfortable. And we have to be like, you know what? Yeah, straight up, it's my fault. I know this is certainly true for things I've done. In fact, as recently as like literally right now, I made the final payment on a program I purchased. I didn't do anything with. I haven't touched it at all. Now, this was a program I had taken before, and I opted to do it again, and it's a program I love, and I've already seen massive results from because of the first time I did it. And I'm still implementing a lot of the day-to-day things. But I made this investment without building any accountability to showing up, to doing the work. And that is where you're going to find out you end up really, really frustrated. I know this happens all the time in the digital marketing space, specifically social media. So often we think, I'm going to get 10,000 followers on Instagram, and this is how I'm going to do it. Except then we don't take the day-to-day steps to actually do that work, so we see the results. So I want to talk about the three things I do to stay accountable to getting the work done. Again, notes. So I'm just going to move these over here. By the way, guys, a few of you saw these on Instagram, these new blue light glasses I got. I love them. I picked them up on Amazon for like $20. If you want the link, I will share the link in the comments later. But I've had a couple people ask me how they were working. I'm obsessed with them. They are fantastic and I love them, and they've been so helpful in headaches for the end of the day. This is no way like a sales pitch commercial. The show is not promoted by these or sponsored by these. I wanted to tell you guys because they were sitting in front of me. Sidestep, right? Okay, let's get back on track. Let's jump into the three things for me that I stay accountable. Number one, I'm connected with the right people. What does that mean, right? What does it mean to be connected with the right people? And I want to say a quick example of the cool people I surround myself with. Hi, Tammy. I'm super excited that you are joining us for the live show. I'm surround myself with the right people. People who are as invested in moving themselves forward as I am in moving myself forward. They're also invested in supporting the people around them to see results. They show up and hold you accountable for doing what you said you were going to do. A fantastic example of this is my biz BFF, Brandy Lawson of Fiery Effects. She is somebody who I've hired. She is somebody who has hired me. She is somebody who I partner with regularly on client projects. She is somebody who I pay regularly. She is somebody who consistently provides services to my management, our agency clients. She's fabulous. Beyond all of that, though, I know when she and I have a conversation and I say, I really want to hit X amount of growth, or I really want to hit X amount of dollars in profit or revenue, or bring somebody on, or go after the speaking gig, or insert goal here, she's going to go, can I offer you an accountability? And she doesn't even ask anymore. Quite frankly, I don't ask her either. I just say, okay, so I'm offering you accountability. When are we going to do that? What are the steps we're going to take to achieve that? And then we actually check in with each other. Now, notice that this example is a friend. She is somebody who I met at an event, and we became fast friends, and we now speak all the time, pretty much daily. And we actually have a call on our calendars to meet once a week. So we actually meet. When we lived in the same place, we actually physically met. Now that we don't live in the same place, we meet virtually through Zoom every Monday morning at 7:30. So my very first call of the week every week is with this person who keeps me accountable for taking action. That's the tone I want to start my week with. And so I have found that person. Now, I will say, much like dating, not every accountability buddy you find is going to be golden, right? But keep working, keep finding. I haven't had the same accountability person my entire business. I've had several different accountability buddies in the course of my 7 years as an entrepreneur, because at different stages of my business, I needed different things. Now, the great thing with Brandy and I is our businesses have grown very in line with each other. We've sort of developed together. I'm not saying that will always be the case, but for right now, it's worked really well. So I highly encourage you to find somebody who can keep you accountable, who can keep you going, all right, great. When are you going to do that? And then say, hey, did you do that? And I'm going to actually pull up Tammy here said, whoa, that's humongous. Let me just make that like not so humongous there. Sometimes you just got to like play with the graphics mid shows, guys. Bear with me here. Cause that's as small as Tammy's comment is getting. It's that good of a comment, guys. She says, that's so awesome. I started with a new accountability buddy this week and have a good feeling about it. Awesome. Oh, but her next comment is my favorite. I have kissed some accountability frogs. We have all had those accountability conversations where we were like, that did not go as planned. And also there's times where, again, bringing this back to dating, where you've been accountability buddies for quite a while, and at some point you just kind of outgrow it. You are no longer, you have grown apart. And that's okay. It doesn't make one person wrong or one person good or one person bad or one person whatever. It just means it's time to move on to what's next. So that's number one. Surround yourself with the right people. I will say, and this is going to lead us into number two, sometimes for me that is a group, and not just about one person, but a group. And so I can get that energy. For me, this is all about paying for access to these groups. So I don't find, and again, this is a no judgment kind of statement, I don't find free Facebook groups to be kind of where I get that accountability and where I get that support. So I'm willing to invest in getting that support by investing to be around the right people. A fabulous example of this is the Brave Society. My friend, Tara Newman, who I have worked with for years now, like we've known each other and we've been working together in one structure or another for several years. She's fantastic. She has launched a community called the Brave Society. This community is filled with entrepreneurs who think like me, for lack of a better sort of way to put this. They're taking this very seriously. They're interested in a lot of growth, and they are making the steps and making the moves to get there. They are showing up, doing the work, and really being bold leaders. So Tara Newman, the Bold Leadership Revolution, I actually shared something of hers on my profile earlier. I talked about her in my stories today. I'm obsessed with Tara today, but I love having access to a group like that where I can go in and I can say, here's what's going on for me. I'd love your feedback. Or here's what I'm doing. I need some accountability that I'm going to show up and do this. One of the women in the group was talking about something. I don't even remember what it was now. And I was like, yeah, I need to, I need to be hearing this right now. Oh, I remember. It was about self-care, and self-care being about more than pedicures. It really being about making sure you pay attention to the fact that you matter. And I was like, oh, yes, I needed to hear this today, because self-care is about more than pedicures and massages. It's about getting enough sleep and fueling yourself correctly and getting exercise in. And those are the parts where I'm great at the manicure, pedicure, massage. I'm not great at the getting enough sleep, fueling myself right, and getting my exercise in. So that being around people who are showing up and having high level conversations is really valuable to me. But it comes down to, and this is how I stay accountable to using this group, is paying for access. So this is an investment I made in my business and in my own personal development to be surrounded by women like this, to be surrounded by entrepreneurs like this, to be surrounded by CEOs like this, who are at this stage and this level in their business. Whatever that group looks like for you, maybe it's the Brave Society, maybe it's a local networking group, maybe it's something like Hit the Mic Backstage. Whatever it is that keeps you accountable to showing up, because you've paid for access, which means you have a little scratch in the game, a little money on the table, so you're more willing to stick with it, or you just know that these people are going to force you to show up. And so you continue to surround yourself with them. But paying for access is powerful. The third way that I stay accountable to making sure results and things happen in my business is sometimes we outsource the action. Yeah. So this is huge. It's a service that we provide on the agency side of my business. It's a service that I take, or something that I take advantage of in other parts of my business. Sometimes it's about paying someone else to do it. So a great example of this is I need to be accountable that my taxes get paid every year. Guess what? I pay someone else to deal with it. Because I don't wanna, but I need to be accountable for it actually getting done. Another great example of this is you need your social media posted every week. That foundation of messages. Outsource it. You built the plan, you built the strategy, or you had the strategy built, or you had the plan built, or whatever. You have this core, I know what needs to happen. Let someone else do it. That's how you can make sure that you are accountable to getting it done. Being accountable to getting it done does not mean that you're accountable to sitting in the chair and doing it yourself. It just means that you are ensuring that it gets done. And maybe, just maybe, that's in investing in someone else doing it. I want to be accountable that my car is washed every week. So guess what? I handed it off to someone else. Now that someone else is Charles, so I don't have to pay him, but I took it off of my plate and I said, this is what I need done. I made the ask, and guess what? My car gets washed every week. Whatever these things are for you. Maybe it's that you need to be accountable to getting groceries in your house every week. Set up a grocery delivery. It doesn't just have to be about business stuff. Make it whatever you need in your life to get done. To keep yourself accountable, there are some things that you can do to make sure that happens. One of them is outsourcing. The flip side of this is, when I'm going to make sure I get in the gym, I pay someone to show up and work out with me. Like I have a trainer. That way I go. I have not had a trainer for a while, and I am realizing that's the problem for me, because I am much more likely to show up when I have paid someone to meet me there. So paying for access and outsourcing the accountability part of it. And I found the right person. So all three of these things can come together on some things too. But figure out for you what will keep you in the room accountable to getting the results you want to be getting. All right? That's it. That's the show for today. Now, there are several ways I can offer you accountability. We have BAM, we have Backstage, we have strategy builds, we have done for you services. If any of those are of interest to you and you need some help with getting some accountability around your own marketing, around showing up online, let me know in the comments or send me a DM here on Facebook. The team is happy to help you out. If you want to make sure you do not miss future episodes of the show, type show into the comments. Betty Bot will help set up your automated messages, and then I send a message basically right before the show starts and says, hey, we're live. So you know we're live. Again, just type show in the comments below and that will happen for you. And that's it. That's the show for this week. Thank you for watching. Thank you for hanging out with me. Thank you, Tammy, for your adorable frog emojis in the comments. I enjoyed those a lot. And I'm really looking forward to seeing you back here next week. Same time, same channel, same place, all of those good things. And hopefully I'll have finally brought my camera in and we'll have the regular camera up. Did you notice? I did. All right. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys soon. Bye.